Let's now do something away from the African Cup of Nations and football and talk of cricket, because Ghana still maintains their position in Division 2 when it comes to Africa and ICC cricket in here in Africa. And joining me in the studio to talk about it, because they won an award also, they were adjudged the developing country when it comes to cricket in all the way South Africa 2 weeks ago when they made Ghana proud, maintaining their position in Division 2, though they couldn't make it in the playoffs. We could have seen Ghana in the ODI Division 6 and probably, playing some good cricket with the likes of South Africa and the rest. Thanks for joining me in the studio, gentlemen. I've got the Chief Operations Officer of Ghana Cricket Association, Mr. Akong, as well as the Vice President for Ghana Cricket Association, Mr. Asare, joins me in the studio. Mr. Asare, just to find out from you, when you got the award, what it means to Ghana cricket being adjudged the developing country when it comes to cricket.
Thank you very much for hosting us. I think basically what it means is that we are on the right track. We only need the support for others to try to push our wheel much higher where we want to maybe take it. Unlike possibly soccer, you realize that there's a lot of fanfare and commitment towards that one. Ours have been on the quiet side, but we are coming up gradually. I think now cricket has more openings than it used to be some 20, 30 years ago, and that the boys are doing very well. And we need a lot of support from corporate governance, from even philanthropists and individuals for us to be able to showcase what we can do as an alternative sport for Ghana. Okay,
Mr. Akong, with operations, let me come to you. We've seen, disciplines like beach soccer quickly growing. Cricket has been there before beach soccer emerged, and also we've seen basketball also doing so well. What is your outfit doing to ensure that Ghana cricket will also, in the not too distant future, be seen reckoning with these sports that I've mentioned?
Thank you. We're doing a lot. We've been going out to the regions, teaching our game. We've been, in fact, we are in 7 regions. We only left to go to Volta, Upper East and Upper West. Secondly, we had it. Initially, we were handling the senior high schools, but we realized that, unlike before when a student would stay there for a minimum of 5 years, it's only about 2.5 years these days. So you teach him, the next year he's a bit serious with it. The year after that, he's gone out. So now we decided to get into the basic schools and then the communities. That's where we can sustain it till we're able to bring it up, get into the senior high schools and then these things. So we are actually on, and now that the teams are back, the national team is back, we're going to continue with our development. But we use some of the players a lot in our coaching. They help the development team to move these things. So I can assure you that in the not too distant future, we will find cricket being played. In fact, indeed, you go to secondary, Obuasi and some other places, you find the kids playing. Yes.
All right. Mr. Sari, also being the Vice President, we see in the shot, Honorable Ahoy was there to motivate the team, though they couldn't make it to the next stage, obviously, of the tournament they played in South Africa. What was the motivational factor when he got there?
Now, what you said, yes, it's something that gladdens our heart. For so many years, we've been trotting all over the globe, and it looks like we have not been getting the listening ear from the High Commissioners and so on. But this time around, the High Commissioner decided to come there physically, unlike what we had already had, where somebody may be sent there to say hello to us, and that was it. But he was there on 2 occasions to watch 2 of our matches, and it was a huge motivation for the boys. But unfortunately, we did not even win what we wanted anyway. But I think it did us all for them to be able to do well. In addition to that, he also took us to his house and gave us even dinner before we emplaned back for Ghana. So I think it is a good beginning. We are hoping that at least now that he has started, the people who take over him, after him and so on and so forth, will also be conscientized to maybe follow suit and make us also happy to feel like we are part of Ghana.
Okay. Let me find out from you, Mr. Akong, before we wrap up. importantly, we've seen these young players play for Ghana for quite some time now. They've risen through the ranks, 15, 17, the national team. I see most of them from there under 17. They were roped into the national side and they made Ghana proud in South Africa. But are we still going to see the chunk of them who are still there be maintaining the national side, or we're going to see a difference? Because we've not been seeing that kind of blend and gel there. And are we going to be seeing Ghana compete with the likes of Australia and the rest very soon?
Well, let me take the last one first. Ghana competing with Australia is a big dream. Cricket is, the structure is in such a way that the only way we can compete with Australia and the likes, as a Big Ten, any of the 10 countries, those top 10, would be for us to have gone through this, perhaps the Division 1, and then you go to the bigger stage, and yet then again, or through the WCL, World Cricket League, which one we lost, the one we lost to Botswana. Yes. But coming to your first question, last year we had the under-19 competing in Zambia. Okay, now we came back. Before we left, we had a lot. We looked at cutting off, bringing in new faces. So we got these other young boys from, we got 2 from Obuasi and some from the local academies at Achimota, particularly in Sroma. And so we had, I think it's 7 new faces.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now this team, which went, also included one of the very young chaps from that side. So it is, people would obviously grow, and they cannot continue like that. So you need to fill the gaps. Yeah.
All right.
Now I can tell you on authority that we have identified some good materials in the regions. Salt Pond, for instance.
Okay, Mr. I think obviously with South Pond and the rest, we'll be updating our viewers on that very soon. Okay. And as you come here often to help the other disciplines, because we had beach soccer and the rest also growing like that and giving them such platforms. Thanks for joining me, the Vice President of Ghana Cricket Association and the Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Akom and Mr. Asare, for joining me in the studio. Talk about Ghana's future when it comes to cricket. So that's all for sports.